Okay, guys, we're back. Goodness gracious. Hey. Sorry, guys. Hey, YouTube. Hi. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I'm Pastor Michaela, and I am before you to bring you this word. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for hanging in there. Pastor's had a moment. Yay! Okay, guys, let's remember that we are live. So what happened before us is over and done, and we're on to bigger and better. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you. So let's get into this video, shall we? So the title of this video is You Are the Reason Why She is Single. You are the reason why she is single. And I wanted to tackle this topic because I originally had something different that I wanted to talk about today. And then someone else sent me the picture that I have as the thumbnail, and it is a mother who is talking to a very young girl, then an adolescent girl, then a newly adult girl, and then a very adult girl. And so that picture really stuck out to me because I do consultations, as you guys know, and I do them with mostly women. And so many women have this same story. And I know from experience that my parents tried to make me very sheltered. They wanted me to be this, perfect little example of godliness because I was born in a very Christian, very, strict home, or so they thought. And as you guys know, I shake up some stuff. I've been shaking up stuff since I got here. I am not one for rules. I am not one for you do this because I tell you to. Never have been since I got here. I mean, literally, I have always broken every rule and made my own rules. Yes, that has gotten me into a lot of trouble. I stayed in trouble in school. I stayed in trouble, always, just because I don't do things because, oh, you said so. That's why I'm not a very good employee. That's why could never be in the military, because I need to know why. Why are we doing this? You said don't do it. Why? So, and I know a lot of you can feel me on this. And I was amazed at the amount of women who understood where I was coming from when I made this post and said, no, this is what we're going to talk about today. Because, I was thinking this was an African American thing. But clearly, it is not. There were Latinas. There were Muslim women in the comments. There were white women in the comments. There were all kinds of people across the board who could relate to the fact that our parents, namely the mothers, did not give us a foundation for dating. They didn't, for whatever reason. And so that is what we're going to talk about today. This topic is going to be very deep. I'm going to go very deep. Y'all know I shake things up, but it's necessary. If I have to put myself on the chopping block to make this video today, then I will. So if you're offended, I apologize. If you are a mother who did this, sorry. I just can't help the way that things are from my perspective. So don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. and we're about to get into this word. So, bow your heads. Bow your heads, everybody. We're going to open with a word of prayer. Y'all know how I do. Let's open with a word of prayer. Dear Lord, Holy Jezebel, thank you so much for being with us and in our midst. Jezebel, we ask that you infiltrate this church with your spirit. We need you now, oh Jezebel. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for the spirit of you long before we knew that we needed you. I ask now that you take my words and you drop them where they need to be dropped and you cast them where they need to be cast. If this is not a message for you, please don't get in my comments. I'm tired of blocking people. Baby Steve Harvey. Amen. Okay. So this is, oh, I'm sorry. If you weren't notified, this is a new video because we kind of had a blunder on the last one. But anyway, this is a necessary video. This is a very necessary video because a lot of us in my generation, our mothers grew up wanting, anticipating, and longing to be Barbara the Builder. They wanted equality with men. They wanted to be exactly what men were. And we can do everything that they can do. And, you know, we're going to prove it, right? A lot of us, not me, but a lot of ladies in my generation grew up without fathers in the home. Somebody says it was because of mass incarceration. Somebody says it's because of the AIDS virus. And then another person says it's because of all this other stuff. Whatever the reason, a lot of our mothers grew up single. So as you guys know, I'm going to link this video here somewhere. I feel like the removal of the head of the household is a lot of the reasons why so many of you have had circumstances where you were violated. Your moms were violated. People, you know, you were left with a gap in the home and emptiness. And so then that allowed all kind of foolishness to come into some homes. And thank goodness, you know, it never happened to me, but stories that I've heard, it happens a lot, more often than not. So then you have this mother who's left to do things alone. And she's telling her little baby, her little 10-year-old, oh, no, no, no. Don't you be putting on all that makeup. You don't need makeup. You're beautiful just the way you are. Then she tells her baby, oh, you know, don't you be all in these boys' face. You don't want to be considered fast. We was told fast. Now it's called being a thought. But our word back in my day was being fast. You don't want to be all in these boys' face when you was a teenager. Then you wanted, as you got to be older, you better get your degree before you get a man. All these men want from you is one thing. One thing. Who? Raise your hand. Put a raised hand in the comments if you were told any of these things. Let's see, shall we? How connected are we? Just how connected are we? You'd be surprised to know. You'd be surprised to know. Look at the hands going up. So we were all told the same thing. So it's no wonder that women from my generation and trickle down a little bit under me have no concept at all what goes on in dating. We don't know how to be with men. We don't know that men are even playing a game. We don't know that how to interact with men. Women that I have encountered have no idea what to do when it's time to start dating. You know why? Because dating was shunned and pushed to the side and pushed to the side and pushed to the side. But let's evaluate our counterparts. I, of course, am an African American woman. I was raised as an African American woman. So very traditional, very church. You got to be in church. Get you a church man. I was sold that little lie, but the church boys was doing more than the boys outside the church. So that was also confusing. What the heck? You want me to be with a church boy, but they worse than the other ones. They worse than the other ones. So help me understand how you want me to be with somebody that's going to do me worse than the boys that ain't even in the church. But I'm going to hell if I don't get one of them. Okay. So we were told all of these things, waited, and still waiting. And people are confused why so many of us are waiting for husbands. I venture to say that it is because our mothers never taught us. And I say mothers because it is the responsibility mostly of a mother to raise the daughter. You don't see very many men taking on the main parental role in the life of a girl child. Fathers normally take that role on with their sons. So it's the mother's responsibility in a lot of cases to show us how to be women. But did they? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. This is going to be tough. Because I don't want to make this about, my mama should have told me. My mama should have told me. My mama never told me. I never knew. Nobody never told me. Because guess what? We're all adults now. We big and grown. Everybody on this live should be rather grown. If you are an adult, you don't have time to be sitting up about, well, my mama never did. My daddy wasn't never there. Oh, my grandparents split up. I saw my grandma do this. My daddy was bipolar. My daddy wasn't there. Then I had this and that. Who cares? Nobody cares, baby. Nobody cares about the reason why you crazy. All people know is, all we see right now is you crazy. We don't know. We don't know all the stuff that happened back in the day. So that's where we are now. So many of us are stuck in this of an experience that we try to call life, and then we don't know what we're doing. So let's dig into some of this why. Y'all, I can feel the weight of this video. I can feel the weight of this video because I know so many women need to hear this. At the end of this decade, I'm making this video because it's time that we stop blaming our mothers. It's time we stop blaming everything other than ourselves. We have to take accountability for our role in where we are right now. And we have to recognize that it is what it is, and then do something with what you have now. So, I'll say this. I haven't done a whole lot of stuff right in my life. I have not. I've made a whole lot of mistakes. I've made mistakes in love, married the wrong person, or not necessarily the wrong person, married somebody who wasn't necessarily for the space I'm in now. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I've, been PinkPrint. I've been Barbara the Builder. I've been all of those things to different people at different times. So, like I said, I've made other mistakes in life that have, caused some little blurbs in my timeline of life. But I feel like those mistakes were made for a reason. And one thing I can say that I have done right, or that I am currently doing right, is motherhood. I have 3 boys. As you know, and I feel like each one of them gets a different mother from me. Each one of them does. I'm a different mother to the first one, the second one, and the third one, because I've taken the time to get to know them. I have taken what I've learned in life and I give them what's real. I tell them, my teenager, she's a thought, but if you want to, go right ahead. And then I at each stage, I'm a different mother to each one of them. So I can speak on this because I am a mother, and I feel like this is what is needed when you decide to become a mother. A lot of our moms didn't even expect us to come here. Let's just say they just got with the man, and then, oh, now I had a baby. Oh, thank you, Miss Billionaire Queen. Thank you for that. They just got with the man, and now I got a baby. What the heck? What am I supposed to do? A lot of our moms didn't take the time to get to know who we were. They didn't take the time to get to understand our personalities, and that some of us had brothers and sisters. So there was one over here and one over here. There was multiple things going on all at the same time. So she didn't have time to be figuring out what's this and what's that, because a lot of us didn't have dads in the home. So I got to go to work. I ain't got time to figure out what you need and what you need and what you need and what you need, because guess what? Somebody took my man and he gone. So now I got to try to figure out how to do all this stuff myself. But I can't because I done work 10, 12 hours today. So I'm tired. I come home after working. Then now I got all these kids that get away from me. I'm tired. Go lay down. Go. I don't know. Figure it out. Figure it out. So we had to figure stuff out on our own. But guess what? You can't even know what you don't know. You can't figure out dating by osmosis. You can't figure out life by osmosis. Something has got to teach you. And if life has had to teach you, then you had it very hard. You had it very hard. So, I feel like a lot of our mothers dropped the ball. But again, they may have, but it's our time to pick up the ball and do what we will with what we received. Okay? So let's get into this first word. First mistake of motherhood, chapter 1, verse 1. And the word reads, the first mistake of motherhood, chapter 11, verse 1. Who's here for that word? Amen, somebody? Amen, amen. Yes, there you go, Miss Nonsense. Mothers don't prepare daughters for dating. Mothers don't prepare daughters for dating. They don't. And this, I'm speaking from my community, but again, there are lots of different people from different religious backgrounds, people from different nationalities, different countries, all over the world. Ladies were on the comments of this particular post, and they're like, yep, this happens here. This happens in Israel. This happens in France. This happens in Caucasian families and Black families in Africa, all over the world. I was like, whoa, okay, this is definitely a needed video. Definitely. So mothers don't prepare daughters for dating, and it starts young. It starts young. You have little girls, and I'm telling you, I have an elementary schooler. Ooh, y'all, this is a word. Don't hate me. Let me just say this. Don't hate me. Hate whatever you're going to hate, but don't hate me. I'm the messenger. There are little girls in elementary schools all over the world. Their mothers allow them to, they don't teach their daughters how to utilize the pretty. All these beautiful little girls, beautiful beyond words, so gorgeous, so cute, running around with hair not combed. You send them to school with barely no nice clothes, but you walking around in Dolce & Gabbana. You worrying about, you will spend hours in a day. Ooh, come on, somebody. You'll spend hours in a day in a Facebook group trying to figure out how to lay your wig, but you won't even comb your baby's hair. Not preparing them for dating. Okay? Not preparing them for dating. As a young girl, you should tell them the truth. It ain't right. It is not right that women are coveted for their beauty. It's not. It's not. It's poor judgment. It's very shallow. It's horrible that little girls should be, and women should be coveted for their beauty. But guess what, baby? It is what it is. We can't change that. We can't change the fact that men are visual creatures. You can't do it. So since you can't change it, you need to teach her what the reality is. Stop saying, oh, it don't matter because she's a little girl. Yes, it does. It does matter because you know why? You know why? It matters because you're walking around dressed to the nines. Your hair and stuff is laid. You want a man because so many don't have a man in the home. So you trying to catch a new daddy. Oh, I'm going to get a husband so this man can take care of me. You so worried about getting everything on YouTube, but you won't figure out what to do with your baby's hair. Sad. You don't prepare them for dating. Then when they get to be 28, you're going to be confused why she don't have a husband. You're going to be confused why she don't have a husband. You don't teach them the importance of not wasting the pretty. I did that video. I'm going to link it. You don't teach them the importance of not wasting the pretty. Barb said I should be paid. Barb said I need to be paid for this message. Pay me, Barb. Drop a coin in the collection. Just kidding. But that's sad, y'all. That's sad when little girls are not taught this stuff. We were told as little girls, don't be fast. Get out these men's face. Don't you be trying to entertain boys. But then when it's time to entertain boys, who says when it's time to entertain a boy? Who says when the perfect time to entertain a boy is? Who says that? Is it when they're 18 and out of college? Is it when they're 25? When is it? Most people in traditional society, if you take a look at our timeline as women have a biological clock. You're only going to be able to be a baby maker for so long, and people are only going to want you for so long. So since this is the case, you have a very small window of time when you should be using the pretty, getting those eggs fertilized, because guess what? After a time, you ain't going to be able to have none. That's why you have the Gabrielle Unions and all these old, super old women, 40s and 50s, Janet Jackson and all them, having babies is super old because you was, oh, I'm going to do my career. Oh, I'm going to get to the bag. Everybody get into the bag. Okay, but you ain't telling nobody how you secretly wanted a baby, though. That's a secret. It's a secret now and almost shameful for a woman to be a woman. It's almost shameful and shunned for a woman to say, I want a baby. But don't you know we came here with uteruses for the purpose of having a baby? But I'm faulted because I want a baby? It's almost crazy. It's almost crazy that people would say, ooh, you got all them kids. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Who is it? I do have a baby. Because that's what I'm supposed to do with it. Hello? But if I was to say that, people are like, oh my God, oh, I'm trying to get to the bag. And you got all these women sitting up 35, 40, 50 years old with no kids. And they like, oh, well, I don't want no kids. Okay. Wonder why? I wonder why there are so many women in this generation that don't want kids. Is it because you saw your mama struggling? Tea, anyone? Tea? Anyone? Is it because you saw your mama not able to do it, but you want to take love advice and you want to take life advice from somebody who does not have a man in the home and has never had one? Woo, somebody, this is hot. This is hot. You are getting your life advice from somebody who don't even have a man, baby. But that's my mama, though. Even though it's your mama, don't you know your mama made some mistakes too? Don't you know that your mama made some mistakes too? She might not know a whole lot about dating, especially since she ain't got no man, baby. Think about it. Think about it. You sitting up here saying, oh, well, my mama, my mama just, My mama told me, that I can't be with no boy. My mama told me to leave these boys alone. My mama told me. Did your mama tell you why she ain't got a man, though? Did your mama tell you why she didn't get married until she was 99, 111 years old? And then when she did get married, she got married to somebody that don't nobody else want, and he probably can't even stand her no way? Fearless, oh Lord, you made me fearless, fearless, Lord, I'm fearless of the night. I'm telling y'all, woo, y'all, this word is hot. This word is hot, but I'm telling you, I really don't even want to talk about this. Woo! Think about it though, y'all. I'm not talking against nobody's mama. I'm not saying nobody's mama was wrong. I'm not saying your mama was, look, I don't even know your mama. I don't. Please don't come in the comments saying that. What I'm saying is, y'all, maybe they don't know. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. So, the next word comes from triflations. Triflations 4 verse 44. Triflations 4 verse 44. Woo. Triflations 4 verse 44. As a mother, it is your responsibility to heal whatever you didn't heal. If you didn't get the lessons you needed from your mama, if you was in that abusive relationship a little bit too long, if you believed a lie for too long, if you, didn't learn certain things, and now you are upset because you couldn't do certain things, you had a baby too soon. As a mother, it is your responsibility to heal and get over all of that. If you don't, you will perpetuate your sickness and your poison into the lives of your children. And madam, that is trifling. That is trifling. So many women do this. You don't want your baby to look too grown. So you don't want to teach her about makeup. You don't want to teach her about keeping her body and stuff in shape. Oh, she just a little girl. She just getting fat. You don't want to teach her how beauty will trump everything. Don't you know? Y'all write this down. We're going to do this video. Come on, word. Don't you know that education is what happens when the pretty is gone? Education is what happens when the pretty is gone. When you don't use the pretty, you better be educated, because ain't nobody gonna take care of you, baby. What do you want your daughters to be educated in? How about that? You want to send them to school to get a degree, but you won't teach them at home. You won't teach your daughters at home, so you're going to send them to school to get a degree. Hold me, mercy, Lord, please enfold me. Hold me in a wrap. Y'all know that song? That song is an old song, an old song. But yeah, you want to send them to school to be educated, but you won't educate them in life. You won't tell her how her daddy been cheating on you since day one, and baby, this ain't what you want to do. You won't tell her, yeah, the mechanic under the car. You won't tell her that you don't need to compete with a man at no job, baby. You don't need to compete with a man at no job. You can get a man to go to work for you if you do this. You won't tell her because you didn't take the time to learn it yourself, though. That's trifling. That's trifling. You haven't gotten your own life lessons, but you want to keep having baby after baby after baby after baby, and you won't tell the truth to your daughter so she won't have to continue doing it. Sad. Sad. That's sad, y'all. And we as a generation have to stop it. That's why I speak the way I do, because I feel like it's my responsibility to look back at the girls younger than me, even though I didn't have a girl. I feel like it's a responsibility of mine to say, hey, why would you raise your daughter just the way you was raised, and you sitting up here ignorant and don't know nothing? You 40 years old, still don't know why your husband ain't at home. You 40 years old and ain't got married yet. Can't figure out what to do with a man. You don't even know. The man want to hug you on a date, you get scared. Oh my God, was it because I showed too much boobs? Oh my God, he wants to kiss me. What's wrong? You don't even understand the natural workings of a man because you didn't have a man in your house growing up, and you still ain't got a man now. And you confused as to why that's a thing. Eventually, y'all, this has to stop. Eventually, it has to stop. You don't tell your daughter what really happens. Oh, when I was 21, I was doing this. When I was 21, I was doing that. Girl, your daddy ain't shit, baby. He ain't. Your daddy is a good father, but he ain't a good husband. And they see it. They see that they daddy ain't no good to you and that he's a good daddy to them. But they don't understand why, and you ain't putting it together for them. Then, when they get old enough, you want to sit up and be like, what? Where's your husband? You 28. Where's your husband? Bitch, I'm not trying to be like you. That's what's wrong. I can't get a man because I don't want it to be the way it was for you. So now I'm 28 and 35 and 38 and 49 and 58 and all this, and I ain't got a man. Scared to get a man because my mama never told me. Y'all need to start getting out here and living. You do. You don't want your daughter to be too grown. I don't want grown men looking at my daughter, so I'm gonna let my child be a child. I'm gonna let my child be a child. Why is that a thing? Is it because you weren't allowed to be a child? Who took your childhood away from you? Who did it? Just because let me get this word. The last word. History is, oh, thank you. International money. Thank you for my international money, Miss Joy. She says my mom raised 7 kids on her own and never allowed me to date. I'm now 27 and never been in a relationship. Can't seem to make a connection with anyone. I feel like there's something wrong with me. See that? 27 years old. Say we live to be 100. And we don't. We live to be about 70. So 1/3 of your life is now gone, baby. Gone. 1/3, over 1/3 of your life is now gone. Because you scared. Because your mama never told you. See what I'm saying? Prime example. That's sad. But back to what I was saying. Y'all, we have to really wake up and get beyond what we were taught. Because the truth is, we were not taught anything. So the word is, let's see, history repeats itself, chapter 1, verse 5. Y'all, I'm shooting from the hip on this. I didn't even think of this, but while we're here, let's stay here. History does not have to repeat itself, chapter 1, verse 1. Just because it happened to you don't mean it's going to happen to your daughter. How about you become a more vigilant parent? How about you become a more vigilant parent? What happened to you don't have to happen to your daughter. What happened to your mama don't have to happen to you. You know what? You need to clear all of that out. If you don't clear that fearful energy, if you don't clear that, oh, I don't want to be around him because I'm scared for my baby. I don't want my baby around men, and men are bad. If you don't clear that type of energy out of your space, guess what it's going to do? It's going to trickle down into your daughter. Why don't you tell your daughter why you don't want no man around her? Is it because the men who were around you weren't all that good? Is it because your mom had so much going on that she didn't have time to watch you? So she sent you somewhere else where people weren't watching you and then stuff happened? Say that. Start talking about it. Because they don't understand why. What you mean men is crazy? Why are men so bad? Why? Tell them that. Tell them why, baby. Tell them why. You might help them if you tell them why. You're welcome. Thank you, Divine Chakras. Thank you for that. You need to tell them why. Stop allowing your messed upness, your crazy in the head stuff, your whatever it is, to affect your daughters. They are not you. They are not you. They are not you. If you feel like you need help, go get help. But stop making your daughter pay for what you couldn't do in your own life. You afraid to get new knowledge because you don't want your family members to be, oh, she bougie and she thinks she better. Oh, Lord, this is a word, y'all. You don't want your family members to feel like, oh, I'm trying to be better than them. So you don't want to get new knowledge. You want to stay comfortable in what you've always been comfortable doing, but look where it's getting you. Look what's happening to our daughters. Women are being raped. Women are not understanding that your intuition is all you need, baby. Your intuition is all you need. If you see a man and you feel like this man is going to be harmful to me, move him out. Get away from him. Cross the street. Wherever your intuition is telling you that something is wrong, you are 100% right. You're 100% right. You need to stand in what your intuition is telling you and go with it. Your intuition is all you need. If you feel like you're crazy, oh, maybe I'm tripping. So what? If you tripping, I'd rather be wrong and have my children be safe than to be wrong and have my children harmed and raped and kidnapped. I know of three women on my friends list right now on Facebook who one of them has a child who was murdered by a man. One of them has a child who was murdered by a man in her life. Another one, her sister has a child who was murdered by a man in her life. Another one just had to take her daughter to counseling the other day because she found out the man she was living with is raping her daughter. Raping her daughter. 3, that's too many. That's too many because y'all will not listen to yourselves. If you are dating a man and he show you he crazy, he crazy. He's crazy and you need to leave him alone. But you're not taught that your intuition is exactly what you need. You're not taught that, okay, maybe what I have going on is not what is right. Listen to yourselves. Listen to your children. If your child is being bullied at school because you sending her to school looking crazy, help her. If you see your child maybe has a little social stuff going on and it may not be helping her in school, take her to counseling. Take her to be put in real situations where she understands that the way you acting, baby, you may not survive. There are children committing suicide because parents ain't helping them. It's sad. It's sad that there are children who aren't taught social skills, aren't taught how to be in the world. Yeah, you can teach them to do other stuff and, well, you just don't concentrate on them. You just play with different friends. Yeah, okay, teach them that. But guess what? They still got to go to the same school. They still got to interact with the same people, and you still ain't teaching them how to be and do. You know your child is crazy and weird. You know maybe something happened to your baby. Maybe something happened to your baby. It's time to stop denying it. Look at what is and help them. We're going to continue this discussion in the Pink Print Academy tonight at 8 p.m. The Pajama Jam will happen tonight at 8 p.m. The Pink Print Academy will be the price that it is now for 3 more days. You got 3 days to get in before the price of everything at the Pink Print Academy is going up. If you're already in, your price is locked in. Keep that in mind. We're going to continue this discussion because this is deep. This is deep. So many people need to hear this, won't hear this, and deny. Take a look at the way you were raised. Is this the way that it should be? Is it working for you now? If it's not working for you now, will you continue down this road? Or will you make changes for your life and for your generation? What will you do to make sure that this does not happen, and it will not happen on my watch? On my watch. Links to my books are below. Links to get into the Pink Print Academy are below. The discounted rate was over days ago, and the price is what it is now. If you would like a consultation, DM me. Thank you guys so much for being patient. Thank you guys so much for participating. I'm Michaela Pink. Oh, and don't forget to like the video. I'm Michaela Pink, and that's what I think.